Have you been carrying the quiet sense that the years behind you were years you lost, that while you were raising and building and surviving, the window was closing? Hold that. Do not answer it yet. Welcome. I am Vocal Angel, and this is ReFire Wealthy, Episode 2. Today we examine what those years were actually doing. Because by the end of this episode, you will know that nothing was wasted. The rehearsal is over. There is a story that women of our generation have been handed about time. It goes like this. Youth is the window. Experience is the consolation prize. And if you did not build what you intended to build before a certain age, you missed your moment. Today, I want to dismantle that story, not gently, architecturally, because the structural truth, the truth this entire season is built upon, is this. Everything you have lived through was not a delay. It was a rehearsal, and the rehearsal is over. Every decade of your life has been building something. The discipline of the early years, the discernment of the middle seasons, the clarity that only accumulates through real consequence. You were not wasting time. You were not falling behind. You were being prepared. The woman who raised children learned systems, negotiation, long-term investment, and the capacity to hold multiple complex needs simultaneously. The woman who built a career learned structure, leadership, the navigation of power, and the architecture of sustained performance. The woman who moved through loss, who came out the other side, learned what cannot be taught in any classroom or any masterclass. She learned what she was made of. That is not a consolation. That is a credential. 50 is not the beginning of the end. It is the end of the rehearsal. The production is about to begin. In episode 1, we established the first principle of this architecture, identity before purpose. You cannot build from a foundation you have not first examined. In this episode, we move to the next essential work, alignment. Alignment begins with understanding what a woman is. Because if you don't understand what a thing is, you cannot fully understand what it was created to do. And if you don't understand what it was created to do, you'll never fully appreciate what it is capable of. The architecture of becoming invites us to ask different questions. What is a woman? Why was she created? What capacity belongs to her by design? When those questions begin to find their answers, something changes. A woman no longer sees her life as a series of mistakes or missed opportunities. She begins to recognize that every experience, every disappointment, every responsibility, every lesson has been enlarging her capacity. Nothing has been wasted. Wisdom enables her to look back differently, not with regret, but with understanding, and that understanding gives direction to the woman she is becoming. I want to ask you something directly. When you think of the woman you were, before the roles accumulated, before the responsibilities compounded, before the world had its full say, what do you remember about her? Not the version shaped by obligation, not the version performing what was expected. The original version. She is not gone. She has not been lost. She has been waiting with considerable patience for you to return to her. The architecture of becoming is not a system for building something entirely new. It is a system for returning to original womanhood and building sovereign wealth from that ground. She is not behind schedule. She is on the exact timetable her becoming required. Knowing who you are is the beginning. But identity without action is architecture on paper. Within WIN, the Women Identity Network, we hold a standard. We call it proof of discipline. Not the grand gesture, not the dramatic announcement, the quiet daily, non-negotiable act of becoming. It is the evidence she leaves, not for applause, but for the record that says, I knew who I was and I acted accordingly every single day. Transformation is not an event. It is the evidence you leave behind every single day. That record begins the moment you decide the rehearsal is over, that the woman standing here with all she has lived, all she has learned, all she has survived, is precisely the woman the digital economy needs. Not younger, not different, exactly as she is. Aligned, disciplined, sovereign. There was a specific moment in my own architecture when I understood that the journey behind me was not evidence of delay. It was evidence of depth. The wisdom I had accumulated was not in spite of the years. It was because of them. And when I aligned that wisdom with the tools, the systems, and the architecture this season required, something that had always been present became impossible to ignore. Not ambition, not urgency, clarity. That is what alignment produces, not a feeling, a direction. These first 2 episodes have done the foundational work of the be, who you are, how you came to be here, what that means for everything you are about to build. From here, we move into the do, but none of that is built without this, without you, aligned, in sequence, on sovereign ground. If this episode has landed something in you, if you feel the recognition of a woman who knows the rehearsal is over, your next step is straightforward. Visit my website. The foundational guide is waiting for you. It is the only entry point into the architecture of becoming. And from the first day, you begin building your proof of discipline. And if you're ready for a direct conversation to map your own architecture with clarity and wisdom for direction, book your complimentary one-to-one call. I'd be honored to walk that journey with you. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are not too much. You are not enough. You are becoming the woman you were always created to be. And your journey begins here. Identity before purpose. Always. This is Vocal Angel. Be blessed.